it should not be selective. And I stand here to look at whether this House has complied with the Constitution. Article 150, Clause 2, on the removal of the Deputy President. The grounds for impeachment are set out in Article 145. And pursuant to Article 145, it is purely a political process, but bound by law, especially Article 25, Clause C, which requires that somebody is given a fair hearing. So the removal of the president by impeachment on any ground under Article 145 is a grave matter that involves overturning the sovereign will of the people as expressed in a democratic election. Even more profoundly, it means that the person so removed is prohibited for life from enjoying the rights under Article 38, Clause 3, Paragraph C, to be elected and hold office, to vie for, be elected and hold office. So the constitutional bar that must be cleared for the removal of the president from office is high. The Constitution requires that the removal must be well-founded in law, and that's why it prescribes the thresholds. And it must be objective. It is not a simple matter of numbers in the National Assembly and in the Senate. An impeachment is not a vote of no confidence. We must distinguish that. A vote of no confidence is a simple matter with no standards. It's just a political thing that you make, and somebody resigns from office, but he can come back and get to office again. This is an impeachment. So, Article 150, Clause 2 provides that to remove the Deputy President, the provisions of Article 144 and 145 relating to the removal of the President, the Deputy President, of the President shall apply with the necessary modifications to the removal of the Deputy President. The Constitution does not anticipate a situation whereby we apply Article 145 on the removal of the Deputy President without modifying it. The phrase is, shall apply with necessary modifications. What modifications has this House made, or the National Assembly made, or Parliament as a collective made to Article 145 before applying it to the Deputy President? Can we impeach the Deputy President using the standard for impeaching the President, when we know very well that the President is immune to prosecution? And therefore, the certain standards that apply to him won't apply to the Deputy President. So given that the Deputy President has not enjoyed those immunities, how are we protecting him? How are we ensuring that this process is constitutional? It's my submission there's a total failure on Parliament to have proceeded to impeach the Deputy President without making the necessary modifications to Article 145. And you have seen the potholes we have fallen into. It's okay for the President because the President is immune from judicial processes. But is it okay that the Deputy President should be prosecuted using the same standard used for the President? And the drafters of the Constitution.
Senator Ali Roba.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to time so that I don't lose my apologies. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday, the Council for the Deputy President had really spent a lot of time in trying to bring out non-issues, leaving out the critical substance of the case against the Deputy President. And as I was seated here, I was honestly hoping I'll get an opportunity to get some clarification from the Deputy President And unfortunately, that never happened. But since we are here and the public are watching, there are issues that need to be responded to. On the issue of serious allegation that is to do with the proceeds of crime and anti-money laundering, in the affidavit of the president, the deputy president himself acknowledged that Christo Company belongs to him. And he also further acknowledged that he has transferred Christo Company to his sons. And he went further to acknowledge in his own sworn affidavit that he has borrowed 600 million shilling in order to purchase Outspan Hotel from Abadeas. But in the evidence that is filed, that is before us, he only provided a letter of offer from a bank and resolution of the company. But he failed to provide, and all of us understand the loan process and how tedious it is. The deputy president failed, and if you are accused and you are threatened to be removed from the office of the deputy president, I believe that the least that was expected of the deputy president and his legal team is to, get with clarity a closed loop by providing the evidence that is required. For example, there is no provision in that in the evidence and that is filed before us of what happened after an offer was made. Normally it is followed by an agreement, a loan agreement. That evidence of loan agreement has not been filed. It is followed by a collateral document that was used. And, the need to get the collateral document through the legal perfection in terms of valuation report of that asset itself. He has not provided the charge document that indicates that that loan has been charged. In the evidence that is filed, he has not provided evidence of the fact that there is money credited to Christo account. And he has not further provided evidence of money leaving Christo account to go to Abadeas for acquisition of Outspan. And the legal counsel expects, by concentrating on non-issues with the petitioner, that these issues will be swept under the carpet. The other issue that I need to bring out, yesterday we were shown videos. The videos indicated utterances of the president in Muranga, where the president made a statement in trying to validate the statement of shareholding and the country being a company. They showed the president making a statement of nyinyi mumepata share yenu. But that was a statement of inclusivity in context, as opposed to the deputy president's statement everywhere he has gone, that is, assertive utterance of exclusivity within the population in this republic. Mr. Speaker, sir, Article 145 of the Constitution and 146, 2A indicates that should the unforeseen eventuality happens, where the president ceases to be, God forbid, the deputy president takes over to finish the term of that presidency. The question I kept on asking myself, can this deputy president, can I really call this deputy president my president in the context of this division that has been ongoing? Mr. Speaker, sir, when you are the second in command in the country and you sit,
Senator Karungo. Senator Karungo.
No, I want to speak from the floor. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to oppose this motion. I stand to oppose, and I'll start from where I left by saying that children deserve the most honest and thoughtful answers. And allow me, when I give my point, to talk to my children and the children of patriots of this country, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, cutting off the neck does not cure headache, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is one thing to condemn a healthy person and another to condemn someone who is sick or bedridden. Today, we were told the Deputy President fell ill and he requested for time for us to give him an opportunity so that we can hear him. But that opportunity was not granted because we're in a hurry, and yes, I think we are. I don't know to where. Mr. Speaker, this is an impeachment in absentia. And I believe, Mr. Speaker, without contradiction, that probably it is a flawed process, Mr. Speaker. And for some reason or at some point, I was not able even to know who we are impeaching. Is this the Deputy President or the Governor of Siaya, Mr. Speaker? Why am I saying that? Because our standing orders, Standing Order 81 and Standing Order 80, says when a governor should appear before us. And we saw a governor standing there, Mr. Speaker. So sometimes I was asking myself, maybe the governor impeached himself by just appearing to us, Mr. Speaker. And I want to tell you, Mr. Speaker, when you listen to Mr. Mutuse, the main witness, when we ask him questions, he was saying this is just a prima facie, prima facie, prima facie. I'm not a lawyer. I Googled, and it says, prima facie says on first sight. So we are impeaching the Deputy President on allegation of at first sight. Mr. Speaker, we don't even love at first sight nowadays. But we have made the process of impeaching a Deputy President so easy than kicking out a nagging boyfriend or a nagging girlfriend. So I stand here from Kiambu saying that, Mr. Speaker, I'm not going to impeach the Deputy President because listening to the accusation here, they are not enough. They do not meet the threshold of removing somebody from the office. You ask Mutuse here, you had it. Mr. Mutuse, tell us. He says, I was not in an investigation journey. Mr. Mutuse, I just imagined. Mr. Mutuse, I don't know. Mr. Mutuse, I believe. Mr. Mutuse, Senate, believe me. Even if you don't believe me in one occasion or in one ground, just take one, the one that you love, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's sad that my brother, a person from my area or my region, the Deputy President of this country, is being impeached. And I want to talk to the majority leader, person I really respect, and also the senator for Bomet, Mr. Sigei. When we help to save a brother, remember us when we ask you to save our brother, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as I conclude on this issue, Mr. Speaker, he who assesses the integrity of others must exemplify an even higher standard of integrity on himself. I want to ask you members, please, as I go down to write your names or the sins on the ground, and I'm not calling myself Jesus, ask yourself, would you be the first one to throw the stone on the Deputy President? And Mr. Speaker, I am going to leave this by saying I'm going to vote on all 11 counts. No, 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 no. I'm going to vote no. And I'm going to leave you with one quote I've read from a member of parliament from Gatondo North, who has said, Mr. Speaker, and I read, the dog is not sick, it's just afraid, facing its last 2 hours of power forever, Mr. Speaker. Those are the MPs who kicked out the Deputy President. They are now calling him a dog. Maybe even this motion, Mr. Speaker, was brought by some people who are suffering from mental issues, Mr. Speaker. I'm going to say that because how do you call a Deputy President is a dog and he's not sick and he's only waiting to get out of power for 2 hours? I ask you, brothers, please do not play along the galleries. Respect the Deputy President, respect the people of Murima, and I leave you with Exodus 19, verse 12, Mr. Speaker. We were told if you touch a widow, you die. It says if you touch the mountain, you die. I vote no.
Senator Sifuna. Senator Edwin Sifuna.
Honorable Speaker, let me join you and